Hi, welcome to talksonweb.com. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook login button via JavaScript, and let me show you what that actually is. I'm going to Yahoo's login page, and we're going to click on the Facebook button, and while we're still at the Yahoo page we get a pop-up box. Since I'm already logged into Facebook, it just asks me all the information that Yahoo needs from me, and I'm going to say OK. After that I get to be logged into Yahoo or any other site that gives this Facebook button, so I only give my information once. So this is what we're going to be creating. I'm going to click on cancel and show you our version of it, what we'll end up with. I'm on my sandbox subdomain of talksonweb.com. Once you click on the Facebook button, you'll get this pop-up window, and again, I'm only asking for a birthday in this scenario. We can ask for all the other information. So let's get started on this. The first step we need to do is, in case you've never created a Facebook application before, is go to developers.facebook.com/apps, and once you're logged into Facebook and you go to that URL, you'll be asked to register yourself as a developer. So click on that button, go through this 4-step process, click on I accept, and you'll be redirected back to this URL again. Okay, and let me show you what that will look like afterwards. It should be this. Okay, so let me get rid of this extra. Yes, leave this page, and once you're at this domain URL again, click on create new application, and you need to give your application a name. The only thing you need to be careful here is you cannot have the word Facebook as part of your title. See, it will say failed. You can't even have FB and then some alphanumeric string. So Facebook and FB are off the menu unless you do FB23, FB1, then they allow it. So I'm going to say login testing stuff. I'm going to pick a category. In my case I'll say education, and I don't need hosting, I already have it. Click on continue. They'll give you a CAPTCHA, and it's GC what music. GC what music. Once I'm done with that, I'll be given app ID and Appt Secret. This is what I really needed in the first step. So I'm going to have my app ID and Appt Secret, and the third thing you need to be careful is this line right here, sandbox mode. What sandbox mode means is, let's say you're done creating your application, but your application is sandbox mode. So once you click on this, and let's say you're not logged in, they'll ask you for your email and your password. The only account that they'll allow to be logged in is the developer account, because you're in sandbox mode. So if you try to test out your new Facebook feature with 3-4 other Facebook accounts, it won't work. It will only allow that developer account to be logged in. So what we need to do is go back here and say take me out of the sandbox mode by saying disabled. Okay, you need to enter your app's domain. In my case it was talksonweb.com, and then we need to go down here and we need to just enter the URL, the login URL. So it could be, for me, talksonweb.com/login or whatever it is. Okay, once you're done with that, click on save changes, and this was the first step. We have our app ID, our Appt Secret, we're out of sandbox mode, disabled, and now we need to download the Facebook SDK. Okay, so for that, what we're going to do is, let me just show you how I got here. Just type in Facebook SDK for PHP inside of Google or whatever. Do a quick search for that. I'm going to click on this, and as soon as I get there, I am going to click on download source on the GitHub, and once I get there, I'm going to download that. You just need to download that. Once you download it, you realize that I've already downloaded it. You just need to go inside of the source file and get these source folder and get these 3 files. Now again, I'm going to be developing this in Codeigniter framework. So let me show you what I do with these 3 files. I'm going to go over to my domain and do this. I'm going to go to application libraries, and once I get there, you notice that I just copied and pasted these 3 files there. The next thing I'm going to do is tell my controllers how to use this library. So that's how simple it was. Now I'm going to go over to my controllers, and we'll start with login. Okay, so I have that file open. I'm prepared. So I start with the constructor. In the constructor, what I did was I loaded the library Facebook. Remember, we just copied and pasted. And then I also passed in an array which has the app ID, which I had created, and my app secret. I won't show you the whole of it, hopefully. And then you'll notice that I call the Facebook method getUser. I'm checking to see if this user is already logged into Facebook. If they are, I'm just going to get their very basic information and store inside of this user, the variable user. Okay, and this part right here, this part I just copied and pasted out of the SDK. It was just, if you go one step back and you go into the examples folder, that's where I got this one, this part right here. Okay, and what this basically is if this person is logged in, I'm just going to get some very basic information about them. Again, I'm going to save it into this variable, and then I'm going to call this getLogoutURL Facebook method. Now, what does this actually do? It's very important. Let's say this user has come to my website, logged into Facebook, and through Facebook they're now logged into my website. And for some odd reason they're using their friend's laptop, or they're at a net cafe, and when they click on the logout button, they want to be completely logged out of both Facebook and my application. So what this method is going to do is, first is going to log this person out of Facebook, and then I tell them, after you do that, the next thing you should do is go to my base URL, which is my domain, and go to the login controller, and then go to the logout method. Okay, and what that'll do is, after they've been logged out of Facebook, I'm going to log them out of my application. So the two-step process is complete. The user doesn't even know what happened. We just take care of that for them. Now, this method is only going to return a link for us. I save that link here, so later on when I call my HTML files, the views in Codeigniter framework, I can just pass this URL to them, and this person, we can display it for the user to click on. This is try cache block. This is for errors. I'm not going to explain that. I don't think you even need to know that. So in our constructor, what we did was we included the Facebook library, gave our app ID and secret, and then got the logout URL. Okay. Now the next step is the actual login page, where you ask for the username and password. Let me show you again in case you've forgotten this page. So now we're inside this method, and the first thing I do is I ask whether this person is already logged into Facebook. If they are, I'm going to send them to the process method, which means is they have already given me all the information they need from Facebook. I'm going to go to the process method and see if the email given to me by Facebook is actually one of the users that are registered on my website, on my web application, and then I can log them in or further register them. That's up to me. We'll look at that next. What you'll notice next is an array with logout URL. You already know what this is, and we pass this data into the view, the HTML. Here's that HTML file, and you'll notice that right away, right after the body tag, there's a whole lot of JavaScript that's happening. Where did I get this? Let me show you. For $9.95, this can be yours, or you can just keep watching for free. Let me show you how I got here. And it's developers.facebook.com/docs. Okay, so once you get to this URL, you want to click on Facebook login, and once you're here, you'll wonder who the strange person is. It's not me. You'll click on Facebook login for web, and you'll notice it's a three-step process that you're given. We already created the application ID. The second step is the SDK for JavaScript, and it's just some JavaScript that you need to copy and paste into your HTML. The third step is a further continuation of this JavaScript that you'll be copying and pasting into your HTML if you take a closer look. So I went to the third step directly, and I just copied this and pasted it into my HTML. Okay, so we're gonna go back here and you'll notice that here it is. We just need to make some minor changes to this. The first one is the app ID. You need to provide your own. Okay. The second one is the channel URL. This is more of like a backup, but this is basically a backward compatibility type situation where there might be some problems, so this might come in handy. So on my domain, I create a file called channel.html, and let me show you what this file actually has inside of it. And here it is. You'll notice that it's just one simple script line. There's no head tag, there's no title, there's no body tag. It's just this one simple line. You include it in there for safekeeping, and then we're going to scroll down further, and you'll notice that there's 1, 2, 3 conditions, or rather 2 conditions and 1 else statement. So in the first one, this is actually checking the person is logged into Facebook, and they've also given us permission. Remember in the beginning I showed you Yahoo, how I was asked, even though I was logged into Facebook, it was asking me, do you want to give this person access to your email or birthday and all this other information? In case you've forgotten, here it is. Friend, this email address and so information. If I already have logged into Facebook and I've already given this person access to this information, then what's going to happen is this statement becomes true and I'm sent to this method. Now in my case I want to test the API function, sorry, not method but function, and this function I've commented out the JavaScript code that Facebook has given, and I'm redirecting the user to a login process page. So this person is going to be sent to this location because they've already logged into Facebook and Facebook has already given me all the information I need. I'm going to go directly to the process method and see if this person use that email address to look up the database or whatever it is. Now that was the first condition. The second one, you don't need to look at the next 2 statements, but just for the sake of knowledge, the second not authorized scenario is you're logged into Facebook, the user is logged into Facebook, but they have not given you authorization to access their email or whatever other information there is, and again the Yahoo page. So this kicks in and the Facebook login pop-up box is thrown at them. The third case scenario is we don't know if this person has authorized us, we don't know if this person is logged in, or we know this person is not logged in. So we just call this method and we say they get the pop-up box, they give us their email address and their username or their password, and then they're logged in. Once they're logged in, again the events are fired and triggered, and connected is executed, and then they're redirected. So that's all the JavaScript that we need to look at. The one last statement that we need to look at, again this is the form part that I had created for my own web page. The last part is this button right here. I kind of took it out of there. I'll explain this in the very end, okay? Again, if you look at header, where is it? Here. Let's scroll down. In the JavaScript SDK that Facebook had provided us, you'll notice that here. This is what they gave us. Okay? So they give you a show faces true button, which is a little bit different. We'll go into it afterwards. So what we've done is we've gone to the constructor, we've included the library, and the index part of the function, our main login page, we've gone to the HTML and we've included the JavaScript SDK, and we've changed the API and all the other information that we need to change, which is basically 2 things, rather 3 things if you go on the test API function. Okay? And now let's say this person is logged in and they're sent to this process method. So I'm going to go to my login controller, scroll down to process, and what I've done is in the first scenario I'm seeing if this person is logged in through the conventional method, which was here. They give the username and the password and they click on login. That's the scenario. But let's say they haven't and they're logging in through Facebook. In this case, that this user, this variable has all the Facebook information in it, and if they've given me the email, which is what I needed in order to log this person in, if this variable is set, I'm going to go forward. Now in my case I've done a very a very straightforward approach. I didn't even access the database because you probably know how to do that by now. So in this case I'm going to just create the session for this person. Okay, and I'm going to say this person is logged in, their name and all the other boring information, and redirect them to the members area. In the members area, you'll notice that this person is going to be saying you are logged in the member area, and here's your logout URL. And the logout URL is, we're going back to the controller, login controller, and calling the logout method. So you're probably asking yourself, then why did we create this this one right here, logout URL? What was the point of getting this URL link? Well, the reason was because I'm lazy. Instead of using it inside of putting that link inside of a session or using any other method to put it back there, what I did was in the members area gave a logout link, and the logout link is to my controller login method logout, which is header, and I see if this person is already registered with Facebook and they're logged into Facebook. I'll redirect them back to that logout URL. That logout URL will take them out of Facebook, send them back here, and now since they're not logged into Facebook, we'll bypass this. This session is going to be destroyed, and then they're going to be redirected back to the login page. That, friends, is how it is done. The one last thing that I told you I was going to explain at the very end is at the end of my file, and it's this. Now you'll notice that Facebook provided us with something a little bit different. Let me go header, and they said Facebook login button, show faces attribute is set to true. If you let this to be true, what's going to happen is as soon as you log in, it's going to show you all the other people that have logged into this application that are your friends. So if 10 other people have done that, their icons are going to show up, and you'll know that, alright, these people are in the same boat as me, they like this application. I didn't want that. Again, I just wanted somebody to log in, so I took that attribute out. Instead, I said scope is equal to email and user's birthday. I don't know if you can see that, but that's an underscore. See? Underscore. Scope is saying that aside from the basic information that Facebook provides when you initially ask for authorization, you can ask for other information like their email, their user's birthday, and this we can go header for that. And here it is, extended profile properties. You can ask them about me, their birthday, their events, hometown, interests, likes, dislikes, photos, questions, relationship status. Not really interested in that kind of stuff. User status. And you can list that here one by one. Now, you can do that here, and this button will take care of that all for you. Now, if you scroll up, let me just show you one last thing. This was one way of doing it. As far as extended scope goes, you ask information that are outside of the regular things most people will go for. Where did that go exactly? Give me a second to recollect what it is that we are doing. Okay, so here it is. Oh, I'm going to click on extended permissions, and once we're here, I can say emails. Where are you, email? Either way, I guess I don't have to show that to you now. Facebook shows you a different way of accessing the Facebook API emails. This stinks. Either way, I'm just going to skip that. There's other ways of accessing the extended properties, but this one's much more easier. So I'm going to go with this one. And lastly, here's something that you might find helpful. So I'm going to go here, click on Facebook login. It asks me for my birthday. I'll say okay. Go ahead and do that. After doing that, I should be logged in. I am logged in my members area. I can log out easily, and I'm going to jump over here and say Facebook and I'm gonna go here, account settings, and on the left hand side you'll notice that there's an apps link in your account settings. Once you click on that, here are all the apps that you have agreed to, you've given permission to. So if you feel like testing this out 3-4 times, you can easily go there, and for me here's testing 1. I can click on cancel, and this will revoke that application's access to my Facebook account. So they won't be able to access my likes, my birthday, my email, or any other information. So that's the power that the user has as well. And if you want to do 3-4 tests, you can do that as well. So now that I log out of this and I click on login, Facebook is going to ask me again, do you want to give this person access to the email address, friend list, and birthday? In my case, if I say OK once, and should be redirect now, let's say I log out. Now watch what happens. I'm going to log in again. This time Facebook's not going to ask me anything. Uh-oh, I must have logged out. Yeah, I logged out of Facebook. That was a bit of an embarrassing moment. And okay, people know my email address now. And I'm going to give my password. Password's going to be in the description box. Just kidding. So you notice this time Facebook didn't ask me. It didn't say this particular application is trying to access your email, your likes, your dislikes. It didn't say that because it knows I've already given access to this application. Watch, I'm going to log in again. Facebook's not going to ask me anything. A window's going to open, it's going to process, and it's just going to take me directly, it's going to log me in. Here we go. I've logged out. This is a bit embarrassing. And we're gonna say my password, not in the description box. And notice it didn't ask me for the whole permissions thing. If I go to my application settings, you'll notice that this is now back here again, and I can just take this guy out of the list. Click on that, refresh, and here it is, testing. And I can remove them, and then they'll ask me again and again and again, and so forth. If you want to just copy this code or some of the files that I've worked on, you can go to my website, talksonweb.com, and here's the URL on the top. It's also in the description area, and or you can go to the base, talksonweb.com, and just click on Facebook login with JavaScript, and which is in the PHP and JavaScript section as well. So let me know your thoughts on this tutorial. Give me some feedback. Maybe I can improve on it. Until then, have fun. Bye.